In the past, with the text tool, you could create some text, change your font, adjust the colors, and that was pretty much it. From there, you would have to create a vector shape with the text, meaning you couldn't go back into the text later and add more text or change the font or anything else you may want to edit with the text itself. But now, with these new upgrades, not only do you get more options, but you have the ability to make the text either a vector shape, like before, or use the new text layer, which allows you to go back into the text, alter it, change the font, do whatever you want with it. So to get started, we first need to select the text tool. So I can find that on my left toolbar. Now, if you're familiar with Anime Studio, this box will look brand new. Some things remain the same, like you can enter in your text, select your font, and so on. So I can go ahead and do that right now. I'll just type out my text. And I can change my font. So now, you have the option to choose fill and stroke colors. Before, you had to choose those options in the style panel before you made your text. Or you could alter the text after the fact, since it was a vector graphic. But things are much more convenient that you can now select fill and stroke colors within this box. So I can get a fill color here. And I'll choose a stroke color as well. And if I want, I can adjust the width. You can choose to justify your text as center, left, or right. And here is where you'll find your text layer option. If you deselect this, you'll create a vector shape. If you don't, and you keep this selected, you'll then be able to create your text layer. But again, if you deselect this, you also have the option to choose create one shape or multiple shapes, depending on how you want to create your vector layer. For right now, I'll select create text layer. I can scale the text, as well as adjust the leading and kerning. And below here, we can make a text bubble. So if we click none and choose the standard one, you can see now that we have a text bubble on our preview. And from here, you can adjust a variety of different options for this bubble. Like you can adjust the tail. This one says standard and medium. If we adjust that, you can see you can curve the tail. And there's just many different options you can choose from here. So it's best to play around with that stuff and get the bubble that you want. Finally, you can choose balloon settings like custom fill, custom stroke, the stroke width, size relative to text, so you can make it bigger or smaller. You can flip horizontally or vertically. And you can choose if you want to constrain to proportions or not. So once you have created your text, you can click OK. Now you'll notice that we can move this text around with our transform layer tool. We can resize it with the transform layer tool. But there isn't much else we can do with it. We can really only affect it as a layer. And that is because we again created a text layer and not a vector layer. However, now if at any time I want to, I can double click on my new text layer, which has an icon of a T, and then go to the text tab and alter the text however I see fit. Just for comparison, if I click on my other layer here, click on the text tool, and deselect create text layer, and click OK, you can see now clearly that this is a vector shape. You have all your points that you can alter. I have other tools I can use now, like the drawing tools. I can go in here, I can alter my points in both the bubble and the text, and alter it however I can alter anything that is a vector shape. And that is the new text tool in Anime Studio version 9. If you have any more questions regarding Anime Studio, please visit the official Anime Studio website at anime.smithmicro.com. Thanks for watching, guys. I have more Anime Studio tutorials out there, so be sure to check those out, and I'll see you next time.